Hi, this is Devi Devyani, your English teacher. So, hello again. We are with the first chapter of your book Vistas, that is from class 12, the third label by Jack Finney, with three characters called Charlie, Louisa, Sham. So, the third label is about a story where Charlie is lost for a while. What it is, where it is, let us discover. So let us learn about the author Jack Finney. Jack Finney, who belongs to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, was given the name of John Finney, but after the death of his father, he was given the name as Walter Braden Finney in honor of his father. His best known works are science fictions and thrillers. Two of his novels were The Body Snatchers and Good Neighbor Sam. These are also the basis of popular films as well. Jack Finney showed first an interest in time travel in short stories. And from there only there is a story called The Third Label, in which he used to narrate the story in which time travel is there. And there are some other fiction as Time and Again and Time to Time. Finney died of pneumonia at the age of 84. After the sequel to The Time Again, there was Time to Time. Let me move to the theme. The theme says about the time travel, as Jack Finney is very much interested for writing the stories or fictions on time travel. He wrote a very good story, which is A World from 1894, where Charlie wishes to go for there because as compared to today's world, that particular world was way more happier and quieter place because it was before the two world wars. So in this particular story, we will learn that how the main character, that is Charlie, traveled the third label in Grand Central Station, and he moved to a place where he really wanted to be. And what were the consequences of being over there? We are going to learn about that. The third label by Jack Finney. Let us move to the summary. Charlie, 31 years old, claims that there exists a third label in the Grand Central Station, even though President of major railroad in New York denies its existence. When he consulted a psychiatrist, the psychiatrist, to the annoyance of Charlie's wife, concluded that Charlie was unhappy. The psychiatrist, whose name was Sam, believed that for Charlie, the third label was a medium of escape from the world. Charlie's friends concurred with the doctor, using his hobby of stamp collecting as proof. Charlie, however, disagreed. He states that his current stamp book is an inheritance from his grandfather, who is living in a peaceful time, did not require any escape from reality. He then narrates his experience at the Grand Central Station. One summer evening, while traveling home, he got lost in Grand Central Station. He walked down two labels just like everyone else. Then he found himself in a corridor which seemed different to the others. Quite unexpectedly, he came upon the third label. This label was lit by flickering gas lights and had brass bowls on the floor. To make sure he was in right century, he looked for copies of the newspaper The World. The paper was dated June 11, 1894. It confirmed that he had traveled back in time. The author was excited. In 1894 was a peaceful time before the two world wars. The author longed to live in simpler times untouched by the ravages of wars. So he immediately decided to buy two tickets for himself and his wife Louisa. He wanted to travel to Galesburg, Illinois. However, at the counter, the clerk refused to accept his modern currency and threatened to call the police. Charlie, to avoid being imprisoned, ran away and soon found the way back to the present. The next day, Charlie withdrew nearly all the savings and purchased old style currency. But he never found the way to the third label again. His wife, worried about him, asked him not to seek the third label again. This was before they learned about Sam's disappearance. Soon after, Charlie made a surprising discovery. On one night, while looking at his stamp collection, he found a stamp cover dated from 1894. Usually, when new stamp is issued, stamp collector mail the stamp to themselves to mark the date of issue. Someone had mailed the stamp from 1894 to his grandfather. Charlie, on opening the envelope, was surprised to discover a letter from Sam. In this letter, Sam informs Charlie that he found the third label and has been living in Gallisburg for 2 weeks. He urged Charlie not to lose hope and to continue looking for the third label. The protagonist means the main character. So, Charlie is the main character. He is a young man living in New York and he is married to Louisa. His hobby was for collecting stamps, and he is appeared to be suffering from lots of fears and insecurity for the world who is war ridden. So he want to get into a place which is peaceful and a happier one. So while moving from home, he was there in the Grand Central Station, in which he took the third label, which doesn't exist at all, and it make him went to the year 1894, where he was a happy person, and he thought that that place is the happier and the quieter place because it is before the two world wars. And after coming from that incidents back, he says everything to his wife, and the wife became angry, and he is being asked to go to Sam's place because Sam was a psychiatrist and a friend of him, and to want to know that whether there is any problem in his mind. So let us move to the story in short. Charlie claims to have been on the third floor of the Grand Central Station. The presidents of the New York Central and Hartford Railroads swear on the basis of the record that there are only two labels at the Grand Central. No one has ever seen the third label there. Charlie consults his psychiatrist friend. He tells him about the third label. His friends call it a walking dream wish fulfillment. Actually, Charlie doesn't feel at home in the modern world of fear, insecurity, war, and worries. Therefore, he just escapes into the world of dreams and fancies. Charlie's friend claimed that he has an escapist tendency. His stamp collecting is nothing but a temporary refuge from reality. One day, Charlie is in a hurry to get to his apartment. He takes the subway from the Grand Central because it is faster than the bus. He goes down the steps to the first label. Then he walks down to the second label. The suburban train leaves from there. He goes into an arched doorway heading for the subway and get lost. It is quite easy to get lost there. The Grand Central is growing like a tree with endless corridors, doorway and stairs. He finds himself on the third label. It is a different world, from guest lights, brass spittoons, derby hats, beards, sideburns, fancy mustaches. He won 2 tickets for Galesburg, Illinois. The clerk figures out the fare. He is surprised to see different kind of notes in Charlie's hand. He warns, saying to him, "They aren't money, mister." Charlie turns away and goes out first. He buys old currency, but he never again finds the corridor that leads to the third label at the Grand Central. His friend Sam Winner disappears nobody knows where, but Charlie suspects him to be in Galesburg, Illinois, as he was very fond of the place. Charlie finds out that Sam bought old currency worth $300. He also finds a rare marked envelope. It said addressed to his grandfather at his home in Galesburg. The postmark showed the date 18 July 1894. The letter was addressed to Charlie. Sam claimed to have found the third label. Then let's we come to the irony of the story. The ending is ironic. because it is the narrator's Charlie's psychiatrist friend back to the Galesburg, Illinois in 1893. Not Charlie himself. Charlie confided in Sam's about the third label, and Sam, of course, told Charlie that he was experiencing a kind of walking dream fulfillment. But Sam got to wishing that Charlie had been right. Like everyone, Sam too craves an escape from the 20th century. He was able to find the third label because it is suggested he wanted escape so badly and buy 10 ticket to Galesburg. In the end, it is the psychiatrist who ostensibly is trying to ground Charlie in the present, who escapes into a past where even his profession does not yet exist.